Is any of this haunting have anything to do with the Ouija board?
This could be something that has been attached to you for forever and you're only really noticing it.
What's up guys, it's Austin and welcome to the attachment series. This is going to be about my haunting that I've been experiencing for the past 4 months now in this new house. And I actually reached out to a professional that's willing to cleanse me of this attachment once and for all. And later in the video, we're going to be doing a tarot card reading and I'm going to be asking him if the way I'm doing ghost hunting now is putting me in danger and if I need to change things in terms of safety. So here we go. Like to explain to the viewers what you do and what we're doing today?
My name is Alex. I read tarot. I'm a magician for the last, I've been practicing 38, going on 39 years. I teach. I guide people. I try to help as much as I possibly can my community.
And you're not like a medium or no?
No. I don't consider myself a medium. I'm just a practitioner of the occult.
But you can feel energies around people.
Absolutely feel energies around people and must resist on occasion doing readings unsolicited because people don't like that.
Did you feel an energy when I walked in?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
there's always an energy, and it's a nervous energy, and it's very much an anxious energy.
That makes sense.
Which is why I cleanse the way that I did and why I talk the way that I do. That's one of the things about the unknown, is it makes us anxious.
Yeah.
And that's not a comfortable place to be.
No.
Not by any stretch. This could be something that has been attached to you for forever, and you're only really noticing it. We don't know yet. And that's what we're going to try to ascertain. What I do is I try to give answers where there's questions. That's the whole point of tarot. Tarot is not about the future. You're not going to get lotto numbers from the tarot. It's not what it's about. It's about reading energy, the energy between two people, the interaction that we have. This is why when I shuffled, I handed to you so that you can handle those cards as well. That way we have that link. And you'll notice when we finish up that I will dispel that energy so that it cleanses it out so that the next person that comes around isn't influenced by your energy.
Yeah.
Right? Because we don't want that. We want there to just be a conversation between us.
If I ask like, what is going to happen with this, this, and this, it'll depend on if I keep on going down that path.
Yes. Okay, so it's reading your energy now, right? So this is the possibility. If we continue down this road, this is what we're going to see. We are the ones that decide which way we head. What kind of entity or spirit would you say is like attached to me? Like I said, something playful. Is it like a trickster energy? Yeah, that's what I felt when I walked in. More tricky, more, hey, look at me, pay attention to me. What I've done is I've actually laid out 5 cards in an elemental spread. And this is just a base. So I've got spirit, air, earth, fire, water. So we're looking at 7 of Wands, and this is spirit. Really what we're looking at is kind of a conflict here. What is that exactly? Well, how often have you gone into an investigation and you've taunted spirit? Many times. It's pretty ripe for a bit of a confrontation, don't you think? Yeah. What I will often tell folks who are just getting into the ghost hunting or spiritual investigation is don't taunt. Yes, it's going to get results. Absolutely, it's going to get results. And that's why I've done it, yeah. Yeah, it will absolutely get results, but you're going to piss off the wrong spirit. It can be super, super bad. So, I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, we've got the 7 of Wands here, which is talking about the conflict, but then we get into air. Air and fire. I mean, we're looking at something that fairly explosive combination. So when we're talking about the conflict, you get a lot of results from that conflict. Right. And what you want is those results, because that's what's going to generate views, that's what's going to generate excitement, is you want that evidence. How often do you go into an investigation and nothing happens and you just get so discouraged? When I go investigating, like I always think nothing's going to happen, and then stuff just starts happening everywhere I go. I ask people, I'm like, is that normal? Am I attracting these things? Or I don't know how long you've been doing this for, but you've clearly been pulling enough energy with you that you can actually elicit responses without taunting them. We don't have to make them angry. I think you're a lot more in tune than you think you are, which is probably why you're experiencing what you are. How many times should somebody cleanse when they do ghost hunting? Cleanse before they go to location. Before you go to location, you outside cleanse. The house or? Always outside the house, never inside the house. Cleanse the house. Yeah. keep it a safe place. At some point, we're going to go and we're going to cleanse the home, and then we're going to set selenite in the four corners of the home. And what that does is it creates a barrier. Spiritual energy that you don't invite in can't come in. Cleanse yourself in your home, absolutely, but when you leave your home to go to an actual job, go to the job site where you're going to do your investigation, cleanse before you get there. Then arrive, do your investigation, cleanse before you leave.
So at the location.
At location, cleanse before you leave, before you get into your vehicle, and then you're good. You'll never ever pull anything with you at that point.
So as far as like attachments go, like they usually go for the neck, right?
100%.
Or the back or whatever.
Neck and back, yeah.
Does it matter if sage or Palo Santo or whatever people use for protection hits those areas, or do you?
The smoke will hit it. Because what you're really doing is you're actually cleansing your chakras. And when it's attaching itself to your back and to your neck, it's literally piggybacking on you in order to get to where it wants to go. That smoke does hit. So you'll spread around, and then I always circle the crown.
And just think positive thoughts.
Thinking positive thoughts.
So as like a whole, like what do these cards just mean in general?
What we're looking at here with this elemental layout, before we even go into depth, is it's telling you, hey, you personally have evolved past the taunting stage of the investigation. You don't need that.
It gets more stuff to happen.
It does. And if you are going to do it, and I'm not saying don't, if you are going to do it, cleanse. Okay, because you don't want any of that attachment to you. Okay?
Is any of this haunting have anything to do with the Ouija board?
All right, Seven of Swords. I would say that's a pretty strong, it's probably got something to do with that. The entity that is attached to you right now is masculine.
It's a yes for the Ouija board?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a yes.
Should I say the name in here?
I mean, we're fairly protected, and I will cleanse afterwards, so it really doesn't matter.
So you've heard of Zozo, right?
Yep.
Is that the one that's haunting me, or is that...
Well, that would be a very masculine energy now, wouldn't it? So King of Cups, we're looking at... You've already answered that question. You have a fairly logical mind, analytical, and that's really what this king is talking about, is very in touch, all right? You already know the answer to that.
It's a yes.
That's going to be a pretty resounding yeah.
It's just hard to know because, like, with spirits, they can trick you with answers, and
100%.
like, I just wanted to know exactly because
you will never you will always find that a greater spirit will pose as something lesser. You will never have something lesser that wants to pose as something like Zozo.
Right. So Ouija board and Zozo coincides with each other?
They definitely coincide.
I guess I'll ask the cards that what does he want exactly?
What do they always want? Oh, look at that. So the Two of Swords, we're looking at kind of a, I want to say conflict, okay? Competition, I think would be a more accurate explanation.
Okay.
Right? So the Two of Swords is talking about two forces kind of coming together. Clearly you serve a purpose. Now, is that purpose to make Zozo more public so that it can look at other people as well that are watching? That could be it. So are you being used? Are you being used as a tool in order to advance its agenda?
About that, like, he could affect people through the screen, not...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, we're all attached. We need to remember that distance doesn't mean anything.
They know when you're talking about them.
Oh, gosh, yeah. We're all connected. Everything is connected.
Would you say people should protect themselves before they watch?
I would suggest anybody who watches, you just hold on to whatever protects you. If you're Catholic, do your prayers. If you're Muslim, do your prayers. If you're Jewish, do your prayers. If you're a pagan, you know what to do.
Something that's been like very weird with recent investigations that I've done. Mm-hmm. So like I've been doing series of these locations, so I'll stay there for like good amount of time, more than I did the first time. It's not just a one-off video. I'm staying overnight, splitting it into episodes. Last time I went to this haunted tunnel near my house, it was doing similar things to what it did last time when I was with a friend, but when I went alone, it like amplified it more. Mm-hmm. Like knocks, footsteps on either side. Like it was doing that when we were there, but when I was there, it was like times 10, like or more. And the witches for like 3 months after after the possession. We were doing a spirit box on one of my friend's phones, and it was actually one of the most accurate phone spirit boxes I've probably ever used, because I don't do the phone apps. I don't believe in it, but like this was like crazy. So when we started the seance, we were about to do a Ouija board. It didn't work because it didn't move, but we have had a session where it did move. I'm just not there. The spirit box said 3 months ago, and this was 3 months after the possession, and we're just like, if there's anything here, now is your time. Like, would you like to speak with us or whatever? We hear this like metal get thrown at the fort. We immediately freak out and look, and no one was there. We didn't see any metal piece on the ground at all. And last time I was there last year in September, I was standing inside the fort off camera. There was like what sounded like 2 metal pipes that just banged together super loud, almost like, you know, the metal sound we heard as a group. I went there alone and I heard something just as like, if not more powerful than last time. Like, what does it mean when it's doing that?
Well, I mean, it's establishing dominance, right? It's probably warning you out. So you went at night then?
Oh, I always do.
Yeah, because during the day, nothing ever happens. So that means it's being very, very protective of its space at night.
So we're about to do a cleansing of the attachment that I have, which we know is Zozo. We're getting this stuff out right now. So what exactly is gonna go down?
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put my my own blend into this burner.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start at your crown,
okay,
and we're gonna circle down. And I'm gonna work my way around and clear off any attachments, and that includes circling around to your back, making sure anything on your neck and back is completely smudged off.
Since that's where the attachments go.
Since that's where the attachments usually originate. So this is my own little blend here. It's got just a whole bunch of stuff in it. It's got sage, lavender, copal, sweetgrass, cedar. There's some palo santo in there as well. It's just a whole bunch of really, really good stuff that I have found works really, really well to rid any attachments.
So it's been a couple weeks since we did the cleansing and got rid of insert demonic name right here.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good, actually. Yeah, I haven't had anything happen in the house or anything like that.
Yeah, because I know we've interacted off camera and we've discussed it a little bit here and there. That's one of the most important things, is where we decide to go after the initial is how you're feeling post.
Yeah.
Right? So after we did the initial cleanse and we met the first time at Mystic Mountain Magic and did what we did there.
Yeah.
What was important was the 2 weeks after that. I mean, you tell me, what did you notice?
I noticed that there was just like, it was completely just calm in the house. Yeah. And that once it was off me, I'm just like, oh, I guess I don't really need to cleanse the house or anything, but I did get extra things. So if you guys are seeing this around my neck, I haven't showed this yet. This is a black tourmaline crystal necklace, so basically it keeps you grounded. And when I go to haunted locations, I'll be wearing this so that I'm protected from anything that I come in contact with. I don't think anything should be able to attack me, right?
No. I mean, and this is the whole point of the cleansings. Cleanse before, cleanse after. Those book-ended cleansings negate any possibility of anything really attaching to you that you don't invite in. And see, there's the important part. Is no matter what we do outside of that situation, if you're inviting something in, it will always find a way in. And that's what the invitation is. I mean, this is why you hear all these stories with Bram Stoker, with the vampire that needs to be invited into the domicile. When we first were interacting, we were talking about the rules. That's one of the rules. It wants that invitation. Once it has that invitation, it can take root and absolutely fuck you up in every possible way. We don't invite in. When we know that there's something there, it's like, yeah, show yourself. Okay, I absolutely command you, and it's not even really an invitation anymore. Okay, when you're in a situation where you're interacting with spirit, you are commanding that spirit to make its presence known. You don't want it hiding in the shadows.
Right.
All right. Make your presence known.
Especially in the depths of my closet.
Especially in the depths of your closet. Like in your home, you should always be safe.
Yeah.
Always, always, always be safe, right? And the first step to us not having anything happen at home is cleansing to make sure we don't bring anything home.
From other locations and stuff?
From other locations.
But like I could still investigate in the house and
do what you need to do at home and you'll be fine as long as you're not calling anything in. But cleanse your home, cleanse yourself often.
Okay.
It'll eliminate any chances of anything attaching to you like that. And this is one of the things that a lot of folks, especially people who investigate the paranormal, what they don't really understand is the fact that you are going into an environment that's not yours.
Yeah.
You're not in control of that environment. You think you are.
Yeah, until hits the fan.
Until it hits the fan, right? And it's quite often you'll have investigators that, in an attempt to get something to happen, because I mean that's the bread and butter of an investigation.
Yeah.
You want something to happen. You want there to be an interaction. You want things to be thrown at you. You want things to light up. This is the whole point.
Yeah.
So you are commanding that interaction to happen, and quite often you're going to have to do that through intimidation. I don't like that, but I'm never going to tell somebody what to do or not to do. It can't follow you when you've cleansed. You've severed that energy.
Right.
It's gone.
There were times I've been to haunted locations and we wouldn't cleanse, but we would say like, you cannot follow us home. We'd be very stern about it, but then it would still like...
Yeah, because they don't have to listen to you.
No, they don't, no. We do not give you permission to follow us home. You have to stay here and you cannot follow us back to our house.
You haven't established your dominance over them at that point. And by dominance, I'm not saying being aggressive and saying, show yourself, damn it, that's right?
Show us that you're here. We demand that you show us a sign.
You're just You're just weak and you're a coward and all that stuff. That's intimidation. That's something completely different. Establishing your dominance is when you walk into a place and you've been cleansed, a spirit's going to know that you have this shell around you. That's your dominance over that entity.
Is there like a certain ritual you can do to like make it talk to you?
Yeah.
What exactly would that be?
Well, no. I will never instruct people how to do that.
Why?
Years of study. Because the last thing I want is for somebody to sit down, make the circle, right? Do the things, and then miss several steps to protect themselves. And now you're not just communicating with, now you've invited something in, and you're not getting rid of it. I've been practicing for almost 39 years, all right? And there are certain things that I will not share, and that's one of them. And that's where the internet comes into play, and the internet has as great a resource as it is, because it's a tremendous resource. It's also very, very dangerous because you can find these things on the internet and without having any of the knowledge base before that, you can jump right into one of those, and the potential of yourself up is very, very high. Unless you've practiced it, you don't understand, right? And once again, there's the danger of the internet.
Because you can look up any ritual.
You can look up any ritual. Like,
done a lot on this channel.
You can look up any ritual, and it's there. It's freely accessible. I mean, I would strongly suggest not doing that.
With like taunting and rituals and making stuff happen, do you think I'm pushing the boundaries with some of the stuff I'm doing?
I think like, if we're interacting with spirit, we're already pushing a boundary.
But taunting it though and doing all that stuff.
Well, taunting it, you see, I don't suggest taunting it, but if that's the only way that you're going to get something to happen, then I guess that's the way that it needs to be done on your end. For me, I can set up a circle, but you see, this is the thing, is I set up the circle, I can conjure, and I can have that interaction using that.
Yeah.
That's a completely different experience. If you want to be able to conjure spirit, and it's really not that hard. Prepare yourself for it.
This part hasn't come out yet with the whole Dybbuk box thing that we talked about last time. That's going to come out eventually. You said I'd be pushing a big boundary with that.
You'd be pushing a boundary on what your knowledge base is. See, the entities that you would be putting into a Dybbuk box become profoundly pissed off.
Because they've been trapped there.
Because they've been trapped there. That is potentially really bad.
You said I would have to be exorcised.
Well, I mean, if it got out. This is the thing, is a Dybbuk box traps it in there. For however long. When you open it, that entity is going to attach to the first person that it finds. And if you're the person that opened that Dybbuk box,
It's gonna go right to them.
it's going straight to you.
Oh, it would go to me?
Well, if you're the one that opened it,
Oh, okay.
we don't want to put something in a box like that. That's going to sit for 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 generations. And then the next person that opens up a can of worms that they just don't know how to get rid of.
Or even a year down the road.
Or even a year down the road. Could I make a Dybbuk box? Absolutely. Do I want to? Not a chance. You can dispose of a Dybbuk box all you want. I mean, you can hide it away, you can bury it. They always end up coming out at some point. Do we want to trap something that is just going to generate hate through that entire period of entrapment?
But if it's gone from that area though?
Sure, but all you're doing is making this somebody else's problem.
If they opened it though?
Invariably, they get open. Whether the box falls apart or whatever over the years, eventually that box will open.
You said something would have to attract it into the box. You said it's
Yeah.
not just going to go in there just because of intention or
Exactly.
whatever. Would it have to be like a blood ritual?
More often than not. When we say blood ritual,
Like if you pricked your finger is what I mean.
yeah, you can totally do that. We don't want you to do that because now you're actually tying it to a bloodline.
I've always heard that there's nothing greater than blood for a ritual.
Oh yeah, no, blood ties immediately. All of it is backed up by knowledge. So by all means, if you want to summon a spirit, do your research, summon away. This is why we don't stand in front of a mirror and conjure a thing to come to us.
Done that too.
Because that's a portal.
Yeah.
Mirrors are portals. There's a reason why those of the Hebrew faith, when they're in Shiva, why they cover those mirrors. Me personally, every mirror in my home, I have sigils on the back of that mirror making sure that nothing can come through.
What about the black mirrors?
Those are a little bit different. I keep those enclosed.
How do I use them? Because I got one and I would like to use it in a video at some point.
So creating a magic circle is actually really simple. Like the simplest magic circle is you stand in the center of a room, any room, it can be any size of a room, and you close your eyes and you envision a light above you, a light beneath you. And those two lines of light then intersect in your center. That light grows. And you don't need a wand, you don't need an athame. I mean, I have my tools, but you can just use your finger.
Like we used a black mirror in the past. We would just like look into it and see what we saw, and I saw figures and my friends did too. So is that just basically how you use it? You just...
Yes. And then you go ahead, you set down your mirror, and you can scry through that because you're protected now.
Yeah, I noticed you did one when we had the tarot reading a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was in a safe place.
Does that enhance the reading
It can.
for clear answers?
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to start bringing the black mirror on investigations and see what that can...
You will be absolutely shocked at what you see.
Just looking into it or just the activity around me?
When you go to a site, you will be shocked at what you will see through that mirror. I won't ruin it for you.
Okay. Sounds terrifying.
Just remember before and after.
Cleanse.
Cleanse.
Thanks for everything.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah.
That's what I do, man.
I'm back from meeting with Alexander, the occultist, that helped me with my attachment. Very informative guy, like he knows his stuff, and it was so nice that he was able to help me cleanse and do all that stuff a couple weeks ago. And like I said in the interview, like I have not noticed anything since he's cleansed me. Like he did a really good job. Like I explained, I'm gonna be wearing this crystal in some videos, not all of them, but like in haunted location videos, you're gonna see this crystal around my neck. It's for protection is what it is. And I'm also gonna be saging or using Palo Santo before I go to investigation and after I'm done at an investigation so that nothing follows me home or attaches itself to me ever again. But yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this attachment series. It was something very different that I don't normally do. It was a different style of documentary because I didn't go to like a haunted location and document anything. This was documenting my attachment specifically. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.